Hello students, today we will see about the message queue. A message queue is a linked list of the messages stored within a kernel and these are identified by a message queue identifier. We call the message queue just a queue and its identifier as the queue ID here. A new queue is created or an existing queue is opened by the message get there. New messages are added to the end of the queue by the message end functions. Then every message has the positive long integer type field and a non-negative length and the actual data. It will be in the form of bytes, all of which are specified to message ND when the message is added to a queue. Messages are fetched from the queue by the message RCD is there, and we don't have to fetch the message in the first in first out order. Instead we can fetch the message based on their type field is there. Then the message queue, the structure of the message queue. Each queue has the following message ID structure which is associated with each message. Okay, the first one will be the seer. The message ID data structure is there where the first element will be the structure itself, that is IPC PARM is there, that is the IPC permission. Okay, then next is the message queue num underscore t is there, which is going to have the type value as the msg queue_num. It is going to tell the number of messages on the queue. Okay, number of messages on the queue. Second is message queue bytes, where it is going to have the data type as message length underscore t. It is maximum number of bytes on the queue, so it is total length of your message. So maximum number of bytes on a queue, it will be indicated by your message queue bytes. Then message lsp pid is there. It is going to tell the PID of the last message which you have read there. Then message LRPID is there, that is the PID of the last message which you have retrieved. Then the time T is there. Okay, it have the three elements: message S time, R time and the C time. Message S time, it is the last message time. Okay, then that is message ND method time. Then message R time will be the message RCV time. Then the C time, it will be the last change time is there. So these are the contents of the message ID data structures which will be associated with the message queue. That structure defines the current status of the queue. The first function, normally it is called as the message get, either open an existing queue or create a new queue. Here this message get function, it will be used to either open the existing queue or create the new queue here. So this is the syntax for the message get. Here it is going to take the key value as a parameter and the int flag will be there, and the message queue ID will be the value. Message queue ID, if it is okay, else -1 on the error. Okay, if the message has been created or already it has been exist and it will be opened properly, then it is going to return the message ID as a return value. If anything has been happened, it is going to return the -1 on the error. Okay, so when a new queue is created, the following members of the message ID data structure which you have seen now, this has been initialized. The first element, that is IPC permission structure, is initialized. The mode member of this structure is set to the corresponding permission bits of the flag. Whatever the value you are going to set for the flag argument, that contents will be initialized to your IPC perm structure there. Okay, then next is message QNAM, message LSPID, message LRPID, message S time and message R time. These are all set to 0. Then message C time is set to the current time and message Q byte is set to the system limit. Okay, so on the success of message get, it is going to return a non-negative queue ID. Okay, then this value is then used with the other three messages to perform the queue function. That the first one will be the message CTL, that is function which is going to perform the various operation on the queue. Here Here is the syntax for message control. You can say that here it is going to take the message ID, that message queue ID as a parameter, and the command, then the structure message queue ID start buffer, the pointer to that structure. These three are the parameters which will be set to the message CTL. Okay, it is going to return 0 if okay. If anything has been happened, then it is going to return the -1. Okay, and what is the value for command C? Message QID, it is written from the previous method, that is message get. So from there you are going to pass the message QID as a parameter. Actually it is the identifier of your message queue. Then the third parameter will be the message QID data structure, that is the pointer to that data structure. Then what is command here? So command, you can pass the three types of value. The first one will be the IPC RMID is there, which is going to remove the message queue MSQ ID and destroy the corresponding message queue ID from the data structure. Okay, just you are removing. The next is IPC set is there. It is going to set the members of the message queue ID data structure from buffer. Okay, so from here it is going to take the value, and that value will be set to your message queue ID data structure, because here you are going to pass the uh, pointer. Then IPC stat is there, the copy the members of the message queue ID data structures into the buffer. So these are the three different forms of commands which you are going to pass as the parameter for your message control there. Then the next method is message SND is there. It will be used, data is placed onto the message queue. To place the data on the message queue, you are going to use the message ND there. Okay, so this is the syntax for the message ND method. Okay, on everything okay, it is going to return the value as 0, if else it is going to return the value as error. Okay, but each message is composed of a positive long integer type, a non-negative length which is the n bytes, and the actual data bytes which is corresponding to the length. Messages are always placed at the end of the queue. We know that it is going to work on the last in first out, right? Then, first in first out. The pointer argument points to the long integer which is going to contain the positive integer message type, and then it is immediately followed by the message data. If the largest message we send is 512 bytes, then we can define the following structure. So here long my type will be there, that is variable, and the character array which is going to contain the size of 512 characters there. Then next method is message RCV is there. The message RCV, it will be used to retrieve the messages from the queue. This is the syntax for message RCV. Here message queue ID, from which message queue you are going to access that ID, you have to pass one void pointer, then the size, how many bytes of data you are going to access, long type, and the int flag is there. Then if everything is okay, size of the data portion of the message is accessed, okay, it will be written, else it is going to return the -1. So there will be different value for the types here. Type, if it is equal to 0 means the first message on the queue is written. If type is greater than 0, the first message on the queue whose message type is equals to the type is, it will be written. If type value is less than 0, the first message on the queue whose message type is lowest value less than or equal to the absolute value of type, it will be written. So here we can say that whenever you are going to use the message queue for the communication in IPC, you are going to use the different types of methods. The first one will be the message get. It will be used for the creation of the message queue. Then message CTL will be there. That will be used for initializing the contents of your created message queue to for usage. Means here it will be used to control the message queue or assign that message queue to the user. Then you are going to use the methods message ND is there, message SND is there, which will be used to write the data. Then message RCV is there, which will be used to access the data from the message. Thank you.